webinar. My name is Daniela Ullman, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the importance, the benefits, and the impact of a morning routine. So you can start your day more powerful, having more focus, being more productive, and feeling happy overall. So let's go. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. Success as such is a universal goal. We all want to be successful and achieve something. Whether it's being a good manager to your team, whether it's finishing up that important project at work, or whether it's being a role model to your children. And I can tell you, successful people, they all have one thing in common. They have a morning routine. They engage with the outside world after they've taken time for their mental and physical growth. Tim Cook from Apple, as an example, he gets up at 3:45 in the morning. Elon Musk from Tesla, SpaceX, he gets up at 7. Almost every leader, whomever you ask, person who is very powerful in their role, they have a morning routine. So let's see, is this really that easy? Given the fact that everyone does it, I guess we should all be making a morning routine already, writing down what we could be doing. But let's do a little reality check now. The first thing that most people do when they wake up is they grab their phone. They browse through their Instagram newsfeed, they read their emails, they put up a post on Facebook. They engage with the outside world first. And I'm thinking, why is everyone else more important than you? And here's why. Humans are creatures of habits. Everything that we do, over 90% of all the actions of everything that we do in the day happens unconsciously. We're on autopilot. We don't have to think. We can do things simultaneously. We're winners in multitasking. We can talk and walk. We can drive the car and listen to music. It's a survival mechanism by our brain. So it's such as not a problem. But we need habits. We need a routine in order to function. But in order to make a change, we need to break that habit, that pattern. So let's see how we can do this. The first thing to break a habit is to become aware. So the next time when you want to reach for that phone, when you get up in the morning, just stop. And think, what can you do instead of reaching the phone? And then the second step is the decision to make a change. But before you do that, find your why. Why do you want to make a change? Why do you want to implement a morning routine? Do you want to lose weight and need the time to work out in the morning? Do you want to have more energy because you're feeling fatigued and tired most of the time? Or are you one of those crazy chicken that, snoozes 3 times and then you run around trying to get ready in 30 minutes? There are a lot of benefits, but the stronger your why, the stronger will be your commitment to follow through. And I can tell you one thing, it won't be easy because your ego is going to try to talk you out of it. And even if that's the case, it's fine, because in the end, it's about progress and not perfection. So, and then the third step is to create a new habit. We can't just get rid of a habit and that's it. We have to replace it with something. It's the same as if you quit smoking. You can't quit smoking and not do anything else. That's why most people start eating instead of smoking. So you replace the routine by something else. And it takes about 6 weeks to create a new habit. So in order to sustain in the long run, there's one key, and that's consistency. You have to follow through and be consistent. And after a while, it gets programmed in your brain and you get used to it. You won't even have to think about it anymore, like getting dressed or brushing your teeth. All these things we do without thinking about it. And why do we want to do all that? Well, there are a lot of benefits The morning routine has a very strong impact on your emotional, physical, and mental well-being. Mentally, you have increased focus, you're more productive, you have more energy, you're happier overall. And physically, you're in better shape. You have a stronger immune system, and you're more resistant to stress. And after all, a morning routine puts you in control of yourself and your day, because your body is most productive, your brain is most productive the past couple of hours after waking up. So use that time, make the most out of this time. So let's see how a morning routine can look like. Okay, the first thing that you have to do is to wake up on time. When the alarm goes off, get your butt out of bed. And why? Because it's the first decision you're making in the day. And it shows that you're being bigger than your excuses. Do not snooze. Snoozing is not helpful. I'm sure you've tried it out. You put it on snooze, you put snooze twice, and when you get up 20 minutes later, you're feeling even more tired than before. And if you feel tired anyways, then maybe you went to bed too late. Sleep is very much underappreciated. Our body needs to sleep in order to rest and recharge. It's vital for being healthy. I know a lot of people who always tell me, especially moms with or families with young children, when their kids go to bed at night, they start running around trying to do all the things that you haven't been able to do in the day. And then they get to bed at 11:30 and 12. No wonder they can't wake up in the morning. So maybe an option is to just do it in the morning instead of the evening. It's like the natural rhythm. If you look outside now, the birds, the animals go to sleep when the sun sets, and they get up when the sun rises. And that's how we work. That's our natural rhythm. Everyone who works night shifts, they're against the natural rhythm. So in the long run, it's not good for the body. Second thing is start your day with gratitude, either through meditation or through journaling, and then ask yourself 3 questions. The first one is, what am I grateful for today? There's no better way to start the day positive. What is it that you're happy? For me, the first thing I say is thank you for my bed for being so comfortable, or for the quiet and silence during the night, or your family, whatever it is that you're feeling grateful for. Just write it down or think about it in your head. The second thing is, what am I excited about today? Have something to look forward to during the day. There's no point in carrying negative baggage from yesterday into today. Something I should have done, something I should have said, and so on. Discussions we've been having that we have, running around in our head. The reason it's called its past is because it's over. You have a new day of hope with new opportunities. And the third question is, what can I do today to achieve my goals? One action at a time, over time, will make a process and will make you more successful. This is the difference between successful and unsuccessful people. Then look in the mirror and smile. Try it out. It makes such a difference. If you look in the mirror and you smile at yourself, you're feeling much better. Try this out. It works. Then engage in some kind of physical activity, whether that's a run, whether it's a walk around around the neighborhood with your dog or without dog, listen to music, whether it's yoga, whatever that is that makes you happy. Physical activity means your body is in motion. Physical activity is proven to reduce stress and anxiety. It makes you more resistant to stress. And it releases feel-good hormones, endorphins. Remember that feeling after the shower? You're feeling great. And one thing, my dear friends, whether that's 5 minutes or 30 minutes, it always makes an impact. Sometimes I don't have much time, so I just do it 5 minutes. It may not have a physical impact, but it definitely has a psychological and emotional impact on your well-being. Then I have a cold shower. I love cold showers. I didn't like them first, but they do have a big impact. You get an energy boost, your immune system gets much stronger, and you're more resistant. You're just feeling happier overall. It improves your blood circulation. Ladies, I can very much highly recommend it over here and on your butt. It definitely has a positive impact. And then start planning your day. Write down the 3 most important things that you want to accomplish in the day. Have a cup of coffee at the same time, have breakfast. And then you're focused and more structured and more organized. The more organized you're leaving for work, the better you feel. Because you don't have to get distracted at work, trying to remember all these things and doing it in the meantime. And the same goes for work. If you go to work, the first thing you should be doing is have a morning to-do list. Write down everything that you want to accomplish in the day. And always start with the most important things, the most urgent, most important things for you. Sometimes you have the tendency to be scrolling around our emails. You know, we'd get distracted. Email is such a killer. But focus on whatever you need to do first, and then everything else comes. And we tend to be more productive in the morning anyway. So they say, there's a phrase saying, what you can't do in the morning, you can't do in the afternoon. So try to remember that. And success doesn't happen just like that. It takes for those that take action. So now I want to share my morning routine with you. So I get up at 6 a.m. I have hot water with lemon. In the Ayurvedic culture, it stimulates the stomach and it stimulates the appetite. So I can highly recommend it. Then I have a 20 to 30-minute yoga routine. I do this, I use a video, on YouTube. There's tons of videos out there you can do. Or I do a 30-minute run just to, get awake, just get an energy boost and be ready for the day. Especially now, when the days are so long and it's light so early and the weather is beautiful. So I can highly recommend it. Then I have a 15-minute meditation. Sometimes I do it unguided, but mostly guided. I can recommend a few apps. There's, for instance, Headspace in the UK, which is quite big, and there are a few other German meditation apps. But there's also a lot of content on YouTube. Then I have a cold shower. And sometimes it's hard for me to take cold showers, but I can still highly recommend it. And then I have breakfast. I usually prepare my breakfast the night before. And I always have overnight oats with fruits, bananas and berries, because they have a lot of fiber and complex carbs, and they keep me full until almost noon. The only thing I may need is maybe I need some nuts during the day, but that's all I need. And I can also, for those who have cravings a lot, especially in the afternoon, I can highly recommend having a savory breakfast. Try not to have sugary breakfast because it will reduce your cravings in the afternoon. Like if you want to try it with the overnight oats, try to get rid of cereal, prepare it by yourself. Just add a little bit of honey or maple syrup if you want that sweetness. And then I plan my day. I write down the most important things I want to accomplish. And I also have an app which I call my personal growth coach. It's an app called Mindshine, and it has different little exercises for your mind. It's for all kinds of situations, but it's very useful. I do it sometimes in my kitchen, or sometimes I do it on my way to work. So I can highly recommend that. And if you are interested in finding out, I get some discounts on this app. So just send me an email and I will send you the code. And then I go to work at 7:40. And I can tell you that having this morning routine not only makes me in control of my mornings, it puts me in control of my day. And I already have this sense of accomplishment when I leave the house. I feel much better if I've done some physical activity. It's just minimal sensations, but you do feel the difference. And I'm feeling happier overall. So I can highly, highly recommend it to everyone. You may not have to do everything at once, I started implementing this routine about a year and a half ago. Yeah. And I didn't do everything at once. I started gradually. And that's okay. You don't have to do everything at once. Just start slow. It's the process that matters and not perfection. And then you will implement it. And then at some point you will have it the way you want it. And I can also recommend to you, try implementing a morning routine in the summer, when the days are long, when the weather is nice, when it's mostly dry. It gets much harder in winter, you know, when it's dark outside, when we get out of bed, when it's dark when we get home. So the motivation will be less, and the commitment will not be as good as when you do it in the morning. Yeah. And if you win the morning, you win the day. I want to tell you a little success story that I've been having with my morning routine. About a year ago, I started implementing a cold shower. And at first, I didn't like it at all. I wanted to implement it because I wanted that energy boost. I wanted to be awake in the mornings. And I had to have a lot of pep talks to myself, looked in the mirror and said to myself, Daniela, I don't care. You're going to have this cold shower anyways, because my ego mind tried to talk me out of it. And be aware of that. Your ego is always, when you're making change, there's something strange in your brain happening. Your brain can't cope, so it always wants to try to take you out of it, to put you back into position from where you were before. But that's fine. You can resist it. And so I've been having these cold showers, and then in January, I usually go to the sauna in winter, and I also always go to Monte Mare on Tegernsee, which is a sauna right by the lake. And for those who've been there, there is a direct access to the lake. And I've been there before. I tried to get in, but it was so cold that my joints started hurting. My bones literally hurt when I put my foot in the water. But this time I thought, you know, I'll see if I can do it, because this cold shower thing must have been good for something. And so I went in the sauna, and I came out, and I walked right into the water, up to here. And the feeling I got from getting out of the water and jumping up was priceless. I felt so proud. I would have never tried to get in there. I would have been far too afraid if I hadn't been taking this cold shower in the morning. My body is so much more resistant now. I have a very different sense of cold now. I notice that whenever I go into the lake, it's just your body gets accustomed. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And so I can only encourage you to do the same, to start to find your why. Why do you want to make a change? You know, life is far too short to keep being stuck in our same old routine. Try something new. Invent yourself. Find time for yourself. Whatever that hobby is that you want to, or that goal is that you want to achieve. Do you want to lose weight? Start doing something in the morning. Do you want to look for a new hobby? Do you want to look for a new job? Whatever it is that makes you, that you want to achieve, the best time to do that is in the morning. Yes, so thank you very much. That was all the content I would like to share. And before we wrap up the session, I just wanted to let you know that you're welcome to share your feedback and your ideas. If you want to get in touch, just reach out and I will answer your questions. Thank you very much for participating in the webinar. It's been a pleasure. I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you at the next webinar. Goodbye.